What? What? Hello?
It's news to me that it's news to you. To which degree, who answers to who? Break time! Gotta brainstorm some new ideas!
He shredded me.
I think we should get out of the open for a bit.
I've got a bucket on my head. I'm guessing you don't want me to remove it.
Kinger.
Partially, yes. I got a few pointers from, I can't remember his real name, but his circus name was Scratch. That man was a genius.
Wait,
Kane was pretty rough around the edges, though. I wasn't quite on Scratch's level of thinking outside the box, but it was good groundwork for something the rest of the team could wrap their heads around.
If I didn't know any better, it seems like you're trying to... Where's Kinger?
We just wanted to see your new ideas firsthand. We've gotten over our hang-ups, and now we're all just genuinely curious what you're cooking up.
I think I'm just gonna check up on...
We think your ideas suck!
Yo, it's me again. And don't worry, this isn't the same as episode 6, where I just forgot to record any camera cheating whatsoever. Simply put, I don't really have any interesting cheats from episode 8, but something I really wanted to talk about was the piano that Kane plays at the start of his musical number. I mentioned earlier in the fun facts that I wanted to make sure he pressed all the correct keys, so I figured we could take a peek under the bonnet to see how I did that. Right, so here's the shot in Maya, as you basically see it in the final, except, minus all the fancy lighting and color grading. Shout out to the rest of our team for that. And this is the arpeggio, where he, does a whole big flurry of notes, things like that. If we change it to perspective, yeah, you can see his head's just kind of, floating there. But we're not focusing on that right now. We're just going to look at the keys. So the way I decided to tackle this shot was to animate the piano keys first, and then have Kane's hands follow that. But obviously, in order to do that, first thing I had to do was to animate the keys and actually figure out what keys were being played. I didn't actually have access to any sheet music of any kind, but even if I did, it wouldn't have mattered because the pianist in the final version of the recording improvised the arpeggio, which was the big flurry of notes. And so what I ended up doing, because I used to play piano myself, is I listened back to the recording, the audio sampling, very, very slowly and multiple times on repeat, and I figured out the notes one by ear using just a online piano that I found. Here I have a little clip of the raw audio I was listening to versus the notes that I compared it to, and then me speeding them up to hit the right ones.
It's news to you.
So yeah, using that video, I knew exactly which keys were meant to be pressed, and for the timing of when they should be pressed, I just left to listening to the audio a few times over and just getting a feel of what the pianist might have been doing with their hands. Once I had all the keys animation in place, I was able to move on to Kane's hands. And for that, I filmed reference of myself playing a couple of chords on a piano, and I sort of copied my hand poses over to Kane's hands, even though obviously he's missing a finger, and I would sort of flip between two chord poses with his fingers to give the illusion that he was pressing multiple keys, while having his hands go over top of each other for the arpeggio. And you can see on a couple of notes that his hands just clip right through the keyboard, but no one really cares. It's Kane, the digital circus, and it happens really fast. The arpeggio was definitely the most interesting shot in this regard, but I also applied everything I just mentioned to the previous shot where he's saying, "It's news to me," and as the camera's panning around, I wanted to make sure at least the keys he was pressing that were visible, I wanted to make sure those were accurate, but as soon as the camera pans around and you can't see his hands anymore, it's just kind of flubbing about a bit. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in regards to the piano and some extra behind-the-scenes stuff for episode 8. I also did the little can kick loop guys in the back of the musical sequence as well, so that was a nice little thing. Got my name in the credits twice again, just like episode 6. And yeah, thank you guys so much for the positive reception on episode 8. I don't think any of us saw it coming like to this extent. And we hope you guys enjoy episode 9 when that rolls around. And until next time, have a good one.